Hey beautiful peeps, how you doing? How's it going? How you vibing? How you flowing? Woo! Feeling real good, high vibes today. Woo! um, yes. So I was just sat here and this is what happens. A thought comes to me and I think, oh, I'll make a video on this. So I was thinking on how we shouldn't be disheartened if people not changing or evolving, especially in the vegan movement, I know it can be difficult and we're wanting people to become vegan, or we feel disheartened if people ask daft questions or ridicule us for being vegan, or you know act ignorant. Some things can be really frustrating and upsetting. But I was just sat here reminiscing and remembering how, I too used to ridicule vegetarians, and, well, I still kind of do now, but for different reasons. But I never even heard of vegans. Vegetarians seem like another planet. Um, I remember being at a party once and I was taking orders for pizzas and someone ordered a veggie pizza and I'm like, what? Veggie pizza? What's wrong with you? Why not have any meat on there? What? I don't even know what's wrong with this person. Turned out the person was stood right in front of me and they were like, I'm vegetarian. And I was like, oh, sorry. I was very gobby and opinionated with little research or knowledge to back things when I was younger. So I'm glad now, I take the time to research things, look into things, and have some substance to my opinions. So, yeah, we gotta be gentle and easy with people because we never know how people might change, and our interactions are so powerful with people. Having these conversations. Um, But I don't really remember any vegetarians having deep conversations with me about animal cruelty or anything like that. The closest thing I'd say was my friend when we were out in Italy, and big groups of us had gone from different countries around the European Union. This was years ago when we were still in the European Union. And we all come together to learn about each other's countries and what's going on in different places. It's a beautiful gathering. And this is what got me thinking. So, a big group of us from Sheffield went there, and well, not a big group, a small group. There's a collection of us from Sheffield there. Weirdly, three of us with the same birthday, 4th of July. Um, but yeah, the one of those three people was a girl that had come with us, and she was, a few years younger than me, and she was vegetarian. So we'd all eat together as a group each day, all the countries, and it's a beautiful vibes. All the local people came to cook for us, and it was just such a beautiful vibe. And then we go up with our trays and get whatever different foods. And I'm just like, oh, how could you even be vegetarian? You're missing out on all these nice foods and things. I just didn't get it. I just didn't comprehend it. It just wasn't in my realm of consciousness, really. And so this was my first sort of vegetarian friend, or someone that I'd been close around day-to-day living that was vegetarian. But I don't remember specifically any full-on conversations about the animals or things. Maybe we did, but it's a long time ago now. But I know now how she would have felt, like the only vegetarian there of all meat eaters. It's got to be difficult. And then not so difficult because obviously she could have dairy and eggs and stuff, but it's still difficult, the isolation of, if you're the only vegan. I've been there, being the only vegan, and especially if you're not backed up with lots of vegan vibes within you, it can be hard to integrate into the carnist world. So that's why as well, at that time I was taking the mick out of her for being veggie, kept giving her stick for it the whole time, and she was really cool about it. We did have some debates about freeing the nipple. So that was, she was quite political and outspoken on that, and changed my views with things around that, because at that time I was still closed-minded to even that sort of thing of just like, oh well, guys are obviously going to stare at you if you don't have a bra on, and even though it shouldn't be that way, we know what they're going to look. So and I wouldn't feel comfortable being like that around my family or different things like that. But she was saying, that's sexualize, why do we have to sexualize it? It's just a nipple, the same like guys having nipples, they're not, no one's worrying about that. So then I was like, yeah, actually, she changed my views on those things, and probably changed my views on the animals as well, or on, being more plant-based. So it's just interesting how we can change. I used to fully laugh if I see people and I could see their nipples showing, if I see women and see their nipples showing. And now I never wear a bra, and I'm like, they're just nipples. And same, I used to make fun of vegetarians and vegans. If I'd known about vegans, I would have. And I used to make fun of period cups, like, oh, who would even want that? That sounds horrible. Da, da, da. But now I'm like, oh, it's lovely. Eco-friendly. They're really comfortable to use. They are sanitary if you have access to clean water and things, and boil it up and clean it. And it's actually a lot less stress than using tampons and things like that, and a lot safer because there's not the same risk of like toxic shock and things like that. So we can always surprise ourselves and change. We have the power to change. Everyone does, no matter what they say. And when we're talking to other people, just if they're being ignorant or making fun or trying to push your buttons, is just let that go, because that's with them, not with you, and they'll get there eventually. Everyone's on their path, on their journey, and going at their own pace at their own time, and their consciousness is opening up and developing at different rates from their different life experiences. So just stick with it, peeps, and keep putting your positive vibes out there. Keep discussing them hard truths as well, and having those tough conversations. And if it gets too much, you can always just step away, walk away, whatever. But just, we've got to laugh at the ego. And, when we're being ignorant or making fun of what we don't understand or what we're scared of, it's our ego arising. And when we're triggered by this, that is also our ego arising. So we got to just take it all with a little grain of salt and a bit of jest, and just laugh at our egos and laugh at other people's egos, and see that it's just our egos getting triggered or calling out to each other or making fun of each other. And really our soul and our inner interconnectivity, our oneness, our divine godly essence knows we're already perfect, we're already connected, we're already whole, and we already care deeply about each other. And maybe we forgot some of these things, but we'll all be led to where we need to go. And some people may ignore all the signs and never get to where they're meant to be going, But if we listen to ourselves, tune into ourselves, really listen to others, not just their words, but their actions, behaviors, micro expressions, body language, or in what they don't say. So much can be said without saying things, we can always be perceiving, receiving and taking in the energy and trying to sit with that and interpret it rather than jumping the gun to judge it or be triggered ourselves, And when we are triggered, sitting with that, feeling that, what is arising here? And, what was I saying? Sorry, looking at ourselves, looking at others. Just taking it all in, and sometimes things will hit us and it will be more of a spark, a fire, passion that's ignited within, and sometimes we can feel that this is not good, but it is good. That's a rise, and that's your God essence telling you, this is something to fight for or to speak on, or like that soul urge that's brewing up inside and it's calling to come out. And that is your purpose speaking. And it's okay, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of where it's going or how you're going to get there. Just flow with it, surrender to the uncertainty of it and flow with it. And when we're tuned into ourselves and our inner knowing and tuned into listening to others and really aware of what's going on, just showing awareness without judgment, life is much easier. Takes the pressure off for ourselves, for others. And it takes practice, sitting with ourselves and showing awareness for ourselves is one thing. But then in a situation where stuff is going on, it's a lot more difficult to remember this and tune into this, tap into this. And that's okay too. And that's why moments of reflection and solitude are so important for us, to sit and reflect on what has already happened and how we've dealt with things. Did we react? Did we respond? How were we feeling in that moment? What was arising for us? It's real good practice to do this, else we're just going along from one thing to the next, it's all piling on, and then we're depressed, we're stressed, we don't know what's going on, and it's all so woven and intertwined, so we need to take breaks and just stop to observe and reflect. Nature is great for this. Art, just getting stuck into something, meditation, or just slowing down and taking the time to just flow. So lovely. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm feeling much more motivated these days and inspiration coming, so I should be making new videos like this, and some of the ones I've already posted, but I'll also be uploading ones from the summer and things that I've already took shots of but just need to put together into a full video. That's what I mean when I say I'm editing it, not editing it, but just putting all the separate little bits together into one thing. So yeah, I've got some of my plants that I've been doing, and different things I've been up to, different nature times and stuff like that. So, and some gigs and events as well that I shall be sharing. So I look forward to sharing it with you. I hope you take the time today to sit and reflect with yourself and love yourself, hold yourself, nourish yourself, because you are so worthy of the greatest love, and you can actually give the greatest love and receive it. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending you so many blessings, so much love. Take it, take it, take it, take it. Woo! Ah, love you guys. Peace. Sending you them positive vibrations. Have a blessed day. Love you. Bye.